Roches, Romies, welcome to the one before last race of the Automobilista 2 Community Cup. We are today in Honduras for a wonderful race on GT1s. With we, I mean me, myself, and I, and the wonderful Ike Sky. How are you, Ike?
Don't you mean me, myself, and Ike?
Oh, that's a good one. I cannot believe I missed that.
I thought you were going for it as well. Evening, ladies and gents. It's a fantastic evening when we get to be behind the mic and watching beautiful cars circulate a fantastic countryside, especially when it's the AMS2 Community Cup, where we know the racing is good and the liveries are even better somehow.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. They've put so much love into them. At some point, you're gonna show us. I should say it's the Porsche Cup, because
yes,
even if they could choose all GT1s, that I think it has 4 GT1s if I remember correctly.
That's the one.
Automobilista 2, all went for the Porsche, as it seems to be by far the fastest.
Yep, unfortunately, balancing the performance of the respective cars within a class is not something that that final sector is so close between rejoice and despair. Yeah, it's something that Rita unfortunately has not quite got to grips with as yet. They've gone for the realism aspect rather than necessarily fair racing. So yeah, Porsche is the way to go, unfortunately, in these special category races. But look at that view of the Ibarra circuit, which I am not going to even attempt to pronounce. I can do the majority of European names now, but unfortunately this is fastest due to altitude. The track's at 2,300 meters and the turbo wins. So it takes altitude into awareness.
Oh,
so
absolutely, absolutely. Yes, Automobilista 2 uses the altitude data to emulate the physics in the cars. Absolutely, yes.
So
yes.
The question is, do they become more balanced at lower altitudes then? Come on, Kadeen, get it all together.
Not the way to get that one. And by the way, we were quoting Drew in chat because Drew will not be able to drive here because his DD wheelbase went belly up. Which...
Oh no!
Yeah. So Drew will not win this race for once, or well, for the second time, because he cannot even drive.
Oh, it's so unfortunate when things happen. But
yeah, that hurts.
That's racing.
Yeah,
isn't it?
True.
Is there
True.
anything more racing than having your kit let you down?
Yeah, your system breaks down. Your motor doesn't work.
Yep. Yeah, your DD motor doesn't work. CLK is just as quick as the Porsche at other venues. Perfect. Thank you, Drew. So it's just this particular event, but again, we're only in the GT1s for this one race. Maybe next season there will be a couple of races in GT1s where we can see some of the other cars show their face. I know that someone was looking at running one of the Nissans. But that never came to fruition. I think that was Jacques. I think that was one of the L&R guys that was looking at the Nissan and then had more technical issues. This time, internet, that restricted him from joining us tonight.
The only Nissan-y thing that we have is one of the liveries that is kinda Godzilla livery. Porschezilla livery. There we see it.
Yeah. Who is that is running that? It's a Noob's car. There you go. We're up with Frim now.
We have a Porschezilla livery. We have the 60s livery, which is based on an original livery that Porsche run in the 60s. The hippie livery.
Yep. Hippie livery, absolutely. and obviously everyone else getting represented in these custom liveries that are lovingly made by several members around the AMS2 Community Cup, including this one. This remains my favourite. I've got to be honest. It's all of it's everything you need. It's McLaren.
Whoops.
Around here.
Ike, we lost you for a minute there.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. The last thing that we heard is it's McLaren, and then.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's McLaren. It's not Marlboro because we wouldn't advertise smoking around here. That's not what we do. Give me a second. I'll just have a quick look at my audio settings.
I don't think it's your audio settings. It did very much sound as if the network went, I don't know, quirky for
screwy. Yeah. That's frustrating.
Ah, well, it happens. So yeah, this is the track here is known by many names. Yawarcocha is the name of the sea that you see in the background of the images, and that's why originally this was called Yawarcocha. It's also called Ibarra because it's near I think it's the city of Ibarra in Honduras. And this, if I remember correctly, was the last track that was added to Automobilista, to the original one. They had already said that they were that it was end of life, and they decided, we still there's still one more truck in us. So yep.
It must be quite fun, somewhat fun to build tracks in the Madness Plus engine, as it's been dubbed at this point. To be able to, that's Dan Lewis going for one more one. Do you know what? We've got 20 seconds left. No, not that one. Not that one. That one. Let's just enjoy a lap on board with the fastest man around here so far in this qualifying session, while we get down to it.
Thanks the gods that Drew is not driving.
Yes, it's another gentleman with a given name beginning with D, but it is not Drew Face. I know. Drew would probably enjoy the race tonight.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, how could he not?
Oh no. They're all struggling.
This is a very, very tricky track. Like you have those straights. They have a couple of corners, but at the end of the day, it's like one straight. And then you come to the back of those straights, and it's you never know how or how much to go on the throttle, on the brakes, or whatever is like crazy. But it's tons of fun, especially with these cars, but it's still crazy.
And that's going to be the end of the session.
So,
Raven.
How do we end? Dan Lewis on first, Tex Baba Booey on second, Matej Zenko on third, hey, an independent on third, cool. Andy Moore, Evil Noodle, Johnny B, Jin, Thamanoides, Grandpa Beer, and Blank File until the 10th place.
Yeah, we're quite tight at the top there. First and second are only just under 2/10 apart. That's very, very clever, going around such a fast and varied track. Looking at the splits there, it looks as though Tex is running significantly lower downforce to have much, much higher speed. As the other two sectors, he loses out more than you would think. But that first sector was absolutely blistering. One of two drivers into the 15 seconds for the first sector. But that is very, very, very quick. Also worth noting, 11th place Flying Hawkick, also in the 15.94 seconds. So maybe less downforce being run on those cars which would imply we should be keeping an eye on Flying Hawkick every time he comes down that long start-finish straight, down to turns 1 and 2. There might be some passing going on there.
Yeah. And one thing, if you take care of your car and fuel consumption the right way, you can finish the whole race without going into pits once. So that's gonna be a very interesting thing within the strategy, and we'll have to see if and how the drivers use that possibility.
That's a really interesting concept, actually, because keeping the throttle at an appropriate level where it's not wasting fuel in burning the rear tires up, that's a skill in and of itself. If you can master it, if you can make it happen, it could put you in good stead in quite a few cars. That would explain why Dan is up the top. He knows how to look after those tires. He knows how to look after the car. Tex for the curb clippers is a brand new proposition as far as I'm aware.
I suppose filling in for Drew. Hey Raven, hey Marty. Yeah, we love this track too.
Tex is doing an absolutely brilliant job of sitting in for Drew as well. Getting second position first time out in this championship. That's a very, very big achievement.
So race will start quite soon. And then will be, what was it, an hour, right? Or 45 minutes? I don't remember.
45 minutes.
45 minutes.
If I went to the window. No, I have too many windows open.
Okay.
The life of broadcasting, isn't it? Yeah, 12.358 for pole position is an absolutely outstanding lap time from Dan Lewis. Hopefully, we see more of that as we get into the race. Anything that viewers need to be aware of while the drivers get their... Oh no, it isn't hours race. Oh my. Anything that the viewers need to be aware of before we get down to racing?
Well, this is the one before last race, and we don't know yet what the last race is gonna be. They're keeping it secret, but we know what we plan to do for the last race. And that is, we want to support Doctors Without Borders. So for the last race, we're planning to set up a system where you can give to Doctors Without Borders, because we consider that an NGO that very much is worthy of our all support.
Yeah, absolutely. I must admit, that's one that I'm not totally familiar with. Oh,
Doctors Without Borders,
once again.
Go ahead and check them. They are a great troop. They send doctors to all kinds of difficult places. All the doctors offer their time and, of course, their knowledge and their energy. They go to crises, however the plural of crisis is. They are in the middle of wars. They are in difficult places, but they are also supporting small communities and giving them help that they cannot. A lot of wheel spin going around with these cars, which is not surprising. And already we have 3 cars involved. Oh, 5. That's the end of the race for a lot of these drivers.
That's Johnny B for curb clippers. That is... that's Zenko for the Independents. That was third position out of this race, or in the pits for damage at least. Flying Hawkick taken out in the altercation too. Johnny B. Rocco Damanoidis is struggling to keep the Porsche in a straight line. Somehow Andy Moore has been involved in that as well, to a lesser extent it looks like.
That didn't look nice. Oh!
No, and there's another
there's
one. There's another one. Who is that is dropping down? Or was that just netcode? That may have been a bit of lag. That was a lot of lag for it to send the car up the bank, but...
in any case, this did not happen at the front, where we still have Dan Lewis, Tex, and Evil Noodle in first, second, and third. But of course...
Evil Noodle looking for that second position.
The no going into pits does not apply for some of these drivers, unluckily for them.
Absolutely. But Andy Moores looks like he's made it into the pits. Fantastic first of those involved in that lap 1 collision. Really, really difficult here because the grid is so tightly packed that there's not very much space. If someone got a little bit of an overlap and they weren't spotted, that's all it takes to start spinning cars around. And with all the cars being so close, it may have been between that third and fifth car that ended up causing that collision in the first instance.
Yeah.
Not something we'll look into. It's not something we'll speculate on. Everyone here has proven their mettle time and time again on how clean they can drive, and showing evidence of that already. I think that's Flying Hawkick driving on the grass to keep out of the way of the fighting pack.
And this corner, we're gonna see a lot of action in this corner because it's a difficult one to take, and that is what Tex has shown us. Yeah, it's a difficult one to take, and if you go on the wrong side, you end up being overtaken.
You have to thread the needle between.
Yeah, go ahead.
You have to thread the needle between the chicane, and then you've got to brake at the same time for these cars specifically, for the hairpin as well. It's so difficult to get it right, and as you were saying, turn 3 as well, decreasing radius right-hander.
Yeah, the chicane is something that you take it almost at full speed, but the moment that you're in the chicane, you're already going for the brakes to get your speed reduced enough for that last corner. So yeah, it's a great, the corners are set up in a way that they are really great, and we see here Tex weaving around trying to find a way, and he goes on the inside, but no, he doesn't get
the
enough
drive.
speed. No.
It's all about getting the throttle down as early as you can to try and get that acceleration out of the final turn. But we did say that it was Tex that had the fastest sector 1, closing right up in the long front straightaway on this Ibarra track. Marty's on the drink watching us. Totally understand that. These cars are absolutely gorgeous. Well worth a glass of wine while watching.
Absolutely.
It looks like Jin for the MVRC community is hunting Blankfile in the Curb Clippers car. The battle at the... So, one of the things I was going to say is Tex is in a pretty golden position. On the podium on his first race in the MS2CC, thumbs up. Backed up by Blankfile. Double thumbs up. That's where you want to be, with a teammate behind you being able to work with them. But with that said, Blankfile's got Jin breathing down his neck with a really good drive off of the final corner as well. He's going to tuck back into the slipstream and see if he can get that speed advantage coming down through turn 1. It's not going to be through turn 1. On the brakes to create a bit of gap, and then into turn 2. Bit of a slower kink, but it's still very quick here. Nothing doing so far for the 5th place driver, but that could be danger time for Tex if Jin can make the pass on Blankfile. close. Noobs cars all together as well. Oh, big loss by Cullingworth.
That looked very strange.
That was just a little bit of an overcorrection, I think, for the Noobs gaming car. And that is a lot of front end damage as well.
Yeah.
He's got a long way to go back to the pits.
Oh, yeah. Doesn't look good.
And it's crabbing as well. He'll get there. He'll get there. It's not over yet. We already have cars that are laps down. This could still be an all-right finish as long as he can keep the car underneath it.
But we've already lost 2 drivers. We're down to 22, unluckily.
Oh, that's a shame. Lecondo's had a bit of an issue as well, a bit further around the track, which releases from what was a very, very closely run race between the 3 Noobs cars has become a very spread out one very, very quickly indeed. Sada in the LNR livery chasing down Kadim in the Independence. This is the race already wrapped up. Already about 7 minutes in, well, exactly 7 minutes in to the 8th round of the AMS2 Community Cup. 3 drivers attached by a fairly short shoestring. Is that looks like a car a lap down. Not Curb Clipper's car. Not Independent. Is it Rocco? Not Rocco. Ah, there we go. Andy Moore. He was showing fantastic pace at the start of the race. Looks to be a victim of circumstance. 2 cars get together ahead, and that will be not a position, but some clear air for Andy Moore to run. It's a really difficult situation now for Moore and for... Is it Karazada? Yeah, Karazada as well. Karazada's 10th. So Moore will be getting blue flags running in front of the 10th place car. It looks as though Karazada is either slowing up. We've lost another one as well, unfortunately.
Before he protests again, the name is Carazeda.
Carazeda.
He is Portuguese.
I'm sorry. That is again my Luddite English tongue failing me. Also, Marty, I would have sat and commentated with Serta, but you would have on Sunday, but you would have heard some not so broadcastable language as the rain came down and the race became very, very complicated very quickly indeed. So complicated is the word.
We would have said words that we would have heard words that would have demonetized us.
That's the one. That's the one. Definitely would have demonetized us on that particular live stream. Yeah, lots of fighting going on in that race. Lots of much faster, more capable cars and drivers making the wrong strategic decision, which matters when it's a 90-minute race with mixed conditions. Fifth position is all right though.
Oh, so Flying Hawkick is telling us he got hit at the start. 100 suspension front and rear right, 100 rear wing, car undrivable. Cut some track to get back to pits, got a drive-through for that, had to serve the drive-through first, so had to do another full lap with dangerously damaged car, so he retired, yeah. So, what a pity. Flying Hawkick retiring, which is not what you want to see, as most of these drivers, is an excellent driver. So we would have enjoyed seeing him battling for points.
Flying Hawkick was well inside the top 10 at the end of qualifying as well. Like most of the drivers that were involved in that initial incident. Look at that, getting out of the way in such a sensible fashion. Really, really well done, guys. But that's the trouble that we have is there's so much talent here. Everyone's so closely matched on a lap-to-lap basis. It's just the difference really is the drivers that can eke out that extra 1 to 2% of the performance of the car under qualifying conditions. But in the race, it makes no difference. The chatter that was going on before the race started was talking about being able to do this without a pit stop. Yeah, you can do it. You have to be so clever with your fuel usage and your wheel spin and understanding what the car is wanting from you. You can't really fake that with pace. You've either got that ability to have the Midas touch with fuel, or you don't.
I bet Drew would have been able to.
Absolutely. The battle. If we had Drew with us, it would have been a fantastic. It would have been a fantastic race at the front between Dan Lewis, who we know is spectacularly quick, albeit 2 seconds off his qualifying pace. But that will, of course, be because he is tipped right to the very top with fuel.
Yeah, we'll have to see how this goes with the strategies. So we cannot discount any of the drivers for now, as some may plan to not go into pits at all.
One stop's manageable and winning a strap. A stop will
lose too much time.
So do you mean zero stop? Or non-stop? Makes sense. But again, if you can't within yourself, oh, this is getting very tight.
Yeah.
For fourth position now. Text.
He's got the inside. And we saw a car drift off and away.
And then disconnect, yep. Yep, that is curb clippers back to third and fourth again. So Jin very much looking to depose the curb clippers domination just outside of the outside of the podium. He can absolutely see a podium in his near future for MVRC, which would be excellent to have a double MVRC podium for their championship. Yeah, there's no right way to take that.
Yeah, who was it? Not Tex took the chicane a little bit too optimistic and almost lost control, but almost is the important word here.
Absolutely. Now I can well imagine that Tex and Blankfile will be in Team Comms running line of stand. That's probably going to be really cool to watch as well. Push. Work together. Keep the MVRC car behind, because we don't have the opportunity. This is Curb Clippers Championship to lose at the moment, if they can at all.
Well, no. They're so far away. I would show the standings, but the race is much too interesting to put the standings in there. I would show the standings. Curb Clippers have won this one already. It's impossible for them to lose it. Even if they don't win anything, I think they would win it. I would have to calculate that, but as far as I know, nope. Curb Clippers have already won. They're just in A for the fun and B, of course, for the pride of winning this one, even if Dan Lewis is far away from them.
But that's why this podium is so much more important, both to Tex and Blankfile, and why it makes a lot of sense for them to be working together here, using the two cars to try and gap the MVRC car behind of Jin, who is looking threatening in clear air, and even in dirty air, not looking entirely defanged. Looks good at the moment. moment, it's all very, very tidy. Everyone's just respecting each other's space and making sure that they are waiting their turn. J-turn also looking really, really hot under the collar, trying to get up to the back of the Golf-inspired Nessie NRT car.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that you're gonna be seeing a lot is what we were saying before the race, this controlled drifting. Like, it seems as if the cars are drifting out of control, but nope, they are just drifting enough for the car to be turned in the right way, so that you can then go on the throttle.
It's something that I say all the time when I'm trying to educate drivers when it comes to driving races that aren't. Oh, and this is going to be a really good opportunity for Jay if he can get the overlap. He's got it, and he's got the power down, and he's got the inside for turn one. Can Nessie do anything about it? No.
Who knows? Wait for it. Because this here is no. Yeah, but this here is an important place. No. Okay. So yeah, Jay has.
There's no attempt. There wouldn't have been a send. It would have been a crowding effort for for Nessie to try and put Jay off. But Jay helping run the community cup. I don't think having a car in the mirrors is going to be the thing that puts him off.
Oh no.
That said, no, what I was going to say, when the term that we use is slip angle. Tyres tend to have a slip angle that they're happy at. When you come from simulators like ACC and iRacing, the slip angle is very, very, very small for peak pace. When that's absolutely not realistic. Most cars have a slip angle of around 2 to 5 degrees. With these cars being 10 to 15 degrees is not that far wide of where these drivers would have wanted to be able to place the cars. But of course, we're in simulators. We're not juggling with £1 million one-off supercars with steel-framed polycarbonate chassis and bodies, etc., etc. So, us sim racers, we can push it a little harder and squeeze the very last bit out of the tyres, knowing that we don't have to worry about our wallets and our purses if it all goes wrong. It's just another race that you've thrown it away. Obviously, never the good thing.
Speaking about throwing away,
Tinez. Yep, that's Tinez off on the inside. He's going to lose out to at least one of the NRT cars. Carazada's alongside now. Up into the chicane. 2 wide through the chicane. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
no. They think better of it, and that's a good thing. No.
One moment. Let me just put my heart back from my mouth. As that was where's? Oh no, it wasn't. That was a lap down car as well. No, it was that Andy. It was Andy that was got on the grass and had a big old wiggle under braking. I thought we were going to witness a murder.
So Daniel was saying it would be great. What did he say? If we had a race library tab, so you could search for racing rules for classes. So one thing that you can do on Automobilista 2 is tell it to use the standard rules for the class that you're driving. You can set that up with one click. But I think that you more were thinking about being able to read the rules, and that's something that for sure Automobilista 2 doesn't have. Neither do the other sims, but you can set up the rules that are or were set up for those class for that class in the time that it was driving.
Yet again, a lap down car almost getting entangled with the 9th place car of Tinez, who has already made the one mistake. Got away without damage on this got away with it on this occasion, only losing a couple of positions and one to a teammate. So that's the main thing. But got to be really careful for Moore here that he is getting as much pace as he can without interfering with the leading battle.
And to answer something that was said in the chat, while it's quite possible that tonight or the next night there's gonna be yet another drop after yesterday's drop, an update for Automobilista 2, Le Mans has not been beta tested, so none of the beta testing races done were on Le Mans, so we do not expect Le Mans to be part of the drop.
Do you know what? It's just dawned on me as well. Is imagine if you could have all of the historical variations of every track that you got the license for. Something like the different iterations of Silverstone. Which I know
they are doing that. They are publishing all possible historic versions. So I don't know. Many of the tracks have at least 2 or 3 versions of them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely,
including Bathurst, by the way. Oh.
Wait, what? What's the alternative layout of Bathurst?
More scary.
Oh, cool. That sounds terrifying.
Yeah. It's like modern Bathurst looks cozy compared to what Bathurst of the 80s looked like.
Roger. So next time I get an opportunity, GT3's around the old Bathurst layout. Noted. That
Somebody
sounds terrifying.
getting on. I would say the grass, but it seems that at 2,300 meters, even if you have a sea at your side, it's not that. It's more step than grass.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm hearing that people are hearing the notifications from your Discord, apparently.
Oh, that's something that we will get out of the way. I know, if I put Discord off.
No. Yeah, you want streamer mode. There is a button somewhere. I have it shortcut. I have a shortcut for it because I use it all the time when I can't stand the notifications. Middle of a race, what you need is a Discord notification.
Oh yeah, I know.
Nice cameras on this track as well, Raptor. Yeah, absolutely spot on. I do wish that we had a few more options as far as cameras are concerned, because one of the things that commentating ACC for 5 years now has given me is the entitlement to a helicopter camera, which is such a useful tool.
Yep.
It's so useful on so many occasions. There was a time when I committed that I remember saying on a broadcast that if you don't use the helicam at race starts, you are missing out, and another tap on the back of Tinez.
Yikes.
Oh, Andy looks like he's got an overspeed this time. Yeah, I think he's going to try and interpose.
Yeah, but it's very difficult. Overtaking here is very difficult because the cars are at max speed.
Yes, absolutely.
So if you do it, you have to try to do it on the second corner, and of course everybody knows that you're gonna try to do it on the second corner. So you go as much on the inside on the second corner as you can. Yeah, absolutely. A controllable overhead camera. Yeah, absolutely spot on. Imagine being able to zoom in and out dynamically with like a controller plugged in or something like that. That is entirely wishful thinking, but wow. No, you can. So Zedward is asking, could you join a driver and use FreeCam for overhead view? No.
Nope.
But you can get the overhead view from the bonnet of the car, or even I think in some of these even from the top of the car, right?
from the top of the car, yeah, you can. You can. It can be done. It's a bit of effort.
Now, Tines is having frame drops.
Yeah, I've noticed that as well. When I was driving it in single player, I didn't have any performance issues, but it seems as though there's another one there. There's something not quite happy with in the old graphics and/or physics tonight. That
So
does suck.
I did not have any issues even using VR, so I don't know where those come. And as far as I can see, but please chat tell me, as far as I can see, the images coming from here don't have any frame drops or any other graphical issues.
This is going to be entertaining.
They're
Johnny being
all-
no sooner did I mention his name as he spins. That's unfortunate. Sorry, Johnny. Johnny was getting right up close. The interaction, let's say, that Andy Moore and Tines have been having over the past few laps, and the lack of pace that Tines has at this stage in the race because of those technical issues was slowly dragging Johnny B into a fight with Andy Moore. So Andy, all of a sudden, fighting for his 13th position. Thankfully for Andy, Johnny seems to have decided that he wanted to do it all over again. But that was almost a very, very close battle there. Tines is on the back of Nessie again. So Blank File is to the tune of 7.5 seconds or 8 seconds or so to the deficit of second position, but is being closely followed by Blank File. These two are absolutely playing the team game. Absolutely playing the team game.
We do know that curb clippers are a tight group that they even share setups and so.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Absolutely makes total sense. Just checking and looking because Tines is still hunting for that position, but again he's got Andy Moore behind now, once again unpressured by Lequando, and now that Lequando has dropped back by 11 seconds, he really can focus forward on trying to make some positions on the road, not in the actual race, but try to get back past. Going on here. This is battle for third once again. It's going to be third, fourth, and fifth as they come across the line for Tex, Blank File, and Jin.
Somebody making a lot of space.
Yeah, one of the independents getting right out of the way as they should. I believe that would be it's Chrissy H in 20th. So that makes total sense.
With a wonderful livery. That's the one that we were saying is really, this kind of livery existed on Porsches in the 1960s. So this is almost a perfect copy of that one.
Yep, absolutely. And it's all about, again, Chrissy showing just how difficult it is to drive these cars and keep the rear end in check. Just trying to keep the car in a straight line seems to be a massive challenge. Battle for third position has become a battle for fourth. Tex has has pulled away from Blank File, or Blank File has fallen back into the clutches.
No, and
of
Tex has
Jin.
overtaken because Blank File was third until now.
He did. I thought that was the case.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what you get for That's what you get for doubting yourself. So Tech's back into third position. Blank file losing time at the moment. I wonder if he has got a negative fuel delta to the end of the race and is looking to draw that back a little bit.
Or he's working on getting Jin away from Tex. And that's the way that he does it. We don't know.
Yeah.
Like, who of us both is better at defending? Me. Okay, Blank. You go defend.
That makes sense.
I go. I mean,
I'll go holler.
it can be, it cannot be, but we do know that curb clippers work very strategically, and as I said, they are a very tight-knit group, sharing setups, sharing how to drive. That's why, I mean, there is a reason. Whoops. Screen went blue all of a sudden. Up? No.
We're looking at the sky. Why are we looking at the sky?
Not anymore.
Tex,
not anymore.
Jin, we've lost.
Yeah, 2 drivers.
Oh boy. So Tex has done everything he can to build a gap. Now, what can Jin do free of the interruptions?
We lost Blank File. He's gone.
We lost Blank File. Yeah.
No bother.
That's why we looked at the sky, because he was the car I was focusing on.
Oh bother. What's
but this is
happening
going to be fascinating. Tinez also is hunting.
I mean, some of the drivers were having issues with the internet, but that was a logistic nightmare, right?
That was LNR and
yeah, and they're hailing from South Africa, so
yeah, that makes total sense. And obviously Dan was cursing BT because of the last time out, and because of apparently poor service. Unsurprising, honestly. There we go. This is. I thought Roy had gone. I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to. Yeah, we saw Blank. That's so unfortunate for you, man.
Oh man.
Oh, it's a big step of oversteer for the Nessie in his defence of 7th place. I don't think it's going to be enough as yet. Just looking down through the rest of the timing screens, this is by far and away the closest battle that we have at the moment. Lapped cars getting off the track, it seems.
Trying to get it's difficult to get away when there's so many cars that come at you. I mean,
whoa, that was very, very close indeed. That was very close indeed. And now Tinez for the AMSU community, having escaped the attack of a wild Porsche Rexy livery. There we go. That was the word I was looking for, Rexy. Was very, very close to the back of Nessie, ironically. Nessie getting attacked by a Rexy. That's I'll let someone else go make a joke out of that one. There you go. That's Tinez is taking that tighter line that I was that sticks you right to the apex, and has lost a little bit of straight line speed for it as well. Down in Jin for 1-2 in MVRC. Says Edward Dog. That is an 8-second deficit that's going to have to be made up in 25 minutes. I'm getting some really big drops now.
Oh no, everything's looking fine here.
Oh no, 100%. But this is Adam Stewart, 15th position, hunting down the independent liveried car of Kadeem. We can see a gap delta. Yes, we can. Because we made our own. Oh, it looks like Adam's going to get it ever so slightly wrong and drop back just out of threatening position. Tinez gets that back onto the start-finish straight. Let's see if he gets a better drive this time.
So you can see now on the tower the gap to the leader. Yeah, because the other one is bugged.
The other one misses second, yeah.
Oh, Blank Files Delta in-game was broken for some reason. That's...
Oh, really? Oh. Well, it's a good job that the racer are looking to work on the server and UI in the next programming push.
Yeah.
Sounds like that's something that we need more of. Evil Noodle all of a sudden has come all the way back up to Dan Lewis. That does look better.
So we're here to please. Oh, that last corner is always Now we saw on practice and of course on qualifying there were many drivers that took that wide because then they could turn better and get a better exit for the straight. That's one that I didn't think of when I was driving around here getting a feel of track and cars, but that's one that not many drivers in battle use, I suppose, so as not to give an opportunity to others to overtake.
Yeah. This is
Roy
a
got
fight
disconnected too.
Yeah, Roy got kicked as well. This is a battle for the lead coming up. Dan Lewis has slowed up, it looks like, or Evil Noodle has absolutely found his rhythm.
Maybe
so
that thing with the fuel delta?
Yep. If you start going negative on your fuel delta, you have to start lifting and coasting. Now, it's not that bad when you... That makes sense, Mike Val. I get that. It's very much a preference thing. I normally hold it just on that outside of the racing line and then cut back in to make it a late apex. That's what I've always found, or especially with corners like that, works for me. Yeah, is Dan Lewis burning too much fuel? Or is he just trying to do that thing that very, very clever racing drivers do and win in the slowest way possible?
How much time do we have left in the race?
We do have 21 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the race.
More than enough time, okay.
Enough time to both react to a delta going negative and not lose too much time in the process. Fuel saving, not an option here. That was a beautiful line by Tinners that time by. It's not going to materialize into any real pace advantage, unfortunately, but oh my goodness, if he could just get a little bit of an opportunity to get past that NRT car. What a beautiful shot through that corner.
Yeah. So, ooh, no. He went a little bit wide, but that was not enough, and of course going into these corners.
Just a little bit of a difference of racing line, as you'll see there as well. Nessie taking a really wide line, that allows him to get more power down, but it is a longer way around the corner. If you're going out onto a long straight, that's exactly what you'd want to be doing. Maximize your on throttle time. Yes, it uses fuel, but it also gets you speed. Speed is good.
Sometimes I wish that we could not only have the positions decided by how fast they are, but that we, like in some sports, would be able to give points. 7.9, 8.3, 3.1, and the winner is...
Well, we were talking about having overtakes of the race and things like that, but I've got to be honest, it's one of those things where, again, as a driver, do you want your overtake to be judged alongside other people's? It's something that I remember we've had a conversation about.
Well, I mean, and like in I know that many, at least here in Germany, there is a football thing that they show the 10 most beautiful goals of the week or something like that, and like showing the 10 most beautiful overtakes. Why not?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. But singling out the single most beautiful, the single best overtake, that's not a position I want. That's not a seat I want to fill.
Why not? I mean, it's a good overtake. I mean, like we saw in Long Beach. What was it? Flying Hawk Kick? That overtake was glorious.
Absolutely. So, but again, the beauty came from the compliance.
Sure, of course. So then you give points to both the drivers.
Ah, okay. No, that's fair.
Why not?
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
It was a great overtake, facilitated by driver B not driving like an a-hole.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's that's the other. Oh, look at this! Such a crowded piece of track.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. What we should, what should happen if by the time season 3, did you hear the cats?
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry. If we hear, oh, that's a big loss. That's a really big loss. Who was that fell off? Was that Cullingworth? No, I don't think so. Was it Frim? It may have been Frim. He's in the right position to have a massive slide. So where's Frim now? Is he under pressure? No, everything's okay there at the moment. Johnny B back up behind. It only took a couple of laps. Well, a couple of minutes. But that is Johnny B back up behind.
And somebody's
Andy Moore.
going on the inside.
Yeah, that was.
No.
That was not Chris. One of the noobs cars.
I thought it was Evil Noodle.
Not that I saw.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is now once again really complicated situations. So the car that we are watching, this NRT car here, that is Andy Moore, who is in 10th position, who is racing Johnny B behind for curb clippers in 11th. Ahead of him is the now 8th place Tinez, who is hunting down Nessie for the same NRT team that Andy Moore is racing for. Good grief. All those disparaging lines coming into one towards the apex again. But these are two battles on two different laps being taken place on exactly the same piece of track. And what I was going to say as part of that is, could you imagine if races are successful with the amount of people that can be stably on a server? Could you imagine being able to have multi-class races with 4 or 5 people from each community? And then you have 2 point scoring in 2 classes.
So from the noises, or no, from what Renato wrote in one of the update notes, and considering that we know, because he's officially said it, that Le Mans is gonna be the next track coming into Automobilista 2, I would not be surprised if Reza will be introducing endurance soon-ish into Automobilista 2.
That was Tinez losing out to Andy Moore, and he might be losing out to Johnny B in a second. Oh, if he doesn't get this right, I totally understand that, Drew. That makes total sense. But now this is a lap up car getting in the way of a battle between two lap down cars. This is so complicated. Where's Evil Noodle as well? Oh, Evil Noodle's back under a second as well. I dare say that that Dan Lewis is just keeping Evil Noodle at bay and trying to save fuel.
So if you don't hear me, is because I'm drawing one of these line diagrams on the wall to try to find out who is trying to race who.
Tinner's lost out because of another frame drop. That's so unfortunate. Again, he's not the only one getting frame drops, and it's not something that I've seen before. So understanding what's causing it could be just as important as stopping it itself.
I mean, Roy was saying that since they added extended logging, he's having...
Here we go.
Oh!
And that
good
is
exit.
That's Tinez taking his preferred line. Johnny B using the wider line, getting the cutback, gets the throttle down sooner, and has a massive straight line advantage. I wonder if Tinez has given up on that fight. He's just running it to the end. Again, it could well be that it is a fuel number that Tinez is working to now, and he is just surviving to the end of the race now. He has 72 seconds back to Johnny B in 9th position. But actually, when did Johnny get past Andy?
I think you have your mind in a pretzel, which is not surprisingly. I think he
given up on that particular position. Is he okay for fuel, Dud? But yes, my mind is a pretzel at the moment. There you go. Roy in chat as well. Experiencing more disconnects since the latest big update is related to the extensive logging.
Which, on the other hand, Reza have put in place so that they can find out where the issues in multiplayer come from. So,
yeah, it's one of those things. We need to have this period of okay for fuel. Okay for fuel comes back the message from AMSU. So Tinez is good on fuel, and it is a bit of a loss there for not Andy, for Nessie. Yes. So again, remember, these cars are not on the same lap. Johnny B is a lap down compared to Tinez, but Johnny B is now the leader of the cars who is a lap down. Good grief.
And he's allowed to unlap himself, so...
Oh, absolutely. As again, it's just be gentlemanly. Whatever you do, be gentlemanly. So, what if Tinez doesn't want to fight? If Nessie doesn't want to fight this, then there's no reason for him to do so, because that car's a lap down. Same with Andy Moore. There's no reason for him to get involved. There's nothing that he can gain by fighting this position. Yeah, these drops are getting way worse.
Yeah, I just had one drop right now.
Did you just have one? Wow.
Yeah. Compared to not having any during all this time, and now I'm having one.
So my hard drive spiked and my CPU spiked on core 0.
Oh, okay.
There you go. So
maybe
as
logging.
Roy was saying,
maybe logging
makes a lot of sense, and it should. TNS2 isn't on my hard drive.
Oh. Okay. Maybe. So yeah, but C is on your
Which would
hard
explain
drive, right?
Huh?
C. The
No, C's-
C drive.
No. So my C drive, I have a really weird configuration. My C drive just has Windows on it.
Mm-hmm.
My app data and everything is on a 2 terabyte hard drive.
Yeah, but the user thing is on the Windows drive, and I suppose that the logging is there.
You can reconfigure it.
How long to go? Asks Roy.
It's 9 minutes and 20 seconds, Roy. Apologies, mate. Ever so slight aside into the technical. As much as I love racing, it's very difficult to not get distracted when we see when there are technical issues to be worked out.
Especially because you're a geek and I'm an IT geek, so we're geeking together.
Yeah. We're geeking together. We're doing fault finding. Yeah. So what you can do is you can actually put if you put all your libraries onto a second storage device, let's say between a hard drive, SSD, or whatever, you can actually get app data to move to that hard drive as well.
Okay.
Which is really cool because then it means you can have a teeny tiny little 256 gig card for your Windows install, which programs go onto when they're badly programmed, and then everything else you can just offload onto the second storage, which also makes things like this a lot easier to trace because you know it's not Windows that's doing it. It is definitely something that is running outside of the Windows system.
And we're still watching Johnny B against Tinas, right?
Yeah, we are still watching. Yeah. Grandpa is catching Jin, it seems. Yes, I'm seeing that. I've been watching the splits because Andy Moore is holding station. That's not the word. Oh! It's a big look up the inside. Thank you very much for the super chat, Marty.
Thank you, Marty.
That's a very big look up the inside from Johnny B. It all went wrong. I think he got up onto the curb or something while he was getting that transition of the weight back onto the back of the car, destabilized the car. Big old kick of oversteer. Mets, this is the closest or the most interesting battle that we have at the moment. The next smallest gap is the gap between Evil Noodle and Dan Lewis. That's not a battle at the moment.
I mean, go a little bit through the... And did Johnny B overtake Tines? Yeah.
So Johnny B is overtaking Nessie. That's what I thought it was.
Nessie. Sorry.
I think it was a rear lockup from avoiding. Cheers, blank. That makes a lot of sense as well. So, battle for the lead is from the very clean interpretation of the NRT livery of Evil Noodle. And this is the leader, Dan Lewis. So the gap as it sits is at 2 seconds, more or less 2 seconds. Even though my Delta disagrees and says that it's 1.5.
It's moving up and down. 1.2, 1.6, 1.9, and so on, depending on where they are in the track.
Yeah, absolutely. Tines is once again close to the back of Nessie, having had a Johnny B that was in the way suddenly removed from the situation. That is just the ebb and flow of this particular track. Look at the clear track ahead of Dan Lewis here. Nowhere near the kind of traffic that we're seeing around the rest of the track.
Yeah, that's the beauty of making pole is that, of course, you have the whole track in front of you.
Also, Raven, it's not tech issues on Windows 11. Windows 11 is not to blame for this one. I have my hard drive is out of my 2018 build of my PC. So this 2 terabyte hard drive is getting a little long in the tooth. When there is some disposable income to put towards a replacement SSD or something in its kin, that will happen, along with a new case. But, yeah. Then we go. Now you're going back into the PC side of things again.
So are we watching Nessie against Tines?
No, this is Lewis that we're watching. Lewis and Evil Noodle in first and second at the moment. The fight between Tines and Nessie is still at around 0.8 of a second, still closer than the 4 seconds apparently that it says that Evil Noodle is now behind.
Can we check Evil Noodle? I mean, yeah. I don't think
it's that's 2.5 seconds or so.
Yeah, so he may have had a moment while we were not watching.
Typical, isn't it? We go away for 2 seconds, and that's when.
Of course. But, we watch them for a couple of minutes, then we say, "Oh, well, let's go back to the other."
Yep. And then the only other fight, as I say, the only other real fight that we've got is the fight over 7th and 8th and 6th now, it seems, as J-Turn has entered the party.
The more the merrier.
Not really in this case. Andy Moore. Andy Moore's in this fight as well. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is the Andy Moore car. Again, lap down car. This car is not in this fight. I totally agree, Marty. However, have you ever tried running games on Linux?
So there is a group, and they write a couple of times on our comments. There is a group that specially works on getting racing sims working on Linux. They are these racing sims. They just use that Steam thing, that Valve software. I don't remember the name right now. That is a compatibility layer that is even better than Proton. Exactly. Thank you, Marky.
Proton, that's the one.
That is even better than Wine. And they even publish their results because they're regularly testing. They even publish their results, what works and what doesn't work, and so on, and how well the racing sims work on that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's getting there. It's getting there. We will soon be able to ditch Windows entirely. But again, there's just so much. There's so much technicality behind it that if you want to just start a game and have it run, you can't quite get there yet. But again, it makes sense. Oh, that's an independent. I think that was Chrissy having issues. What has happened with the Chrissy car? I don't feel bad about going to the.
Okay, she was just into it.
There we go. Yep, back up and running.
So Evil is now 2 seconds away from Dan.
Yep. Dan is. I think Dan again. We're talking in speculations and maybes, but Dan may have gone. Okay, I'm good on fuel. I can go now.
Yeah.
Because
Jay is about a second away from Nessie in 6th. And Nessie is about a second and a half away from Tines on 7th.
Yep, so this fight is going out once again. Let's have a quick look. So Nessie is still the NRT meat in an AMSU sandwich. Don't really really don't see how fuel wasn't issued this race. Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Okay, the information that we got was that you could make it without going into pit, but you would have to be very careful. What is happening there? Who are we watching right now?
I was going to say, this is Nessie hunting J-turn with the involvement of Andy Moore behind, and the backup for J-turn in the form of Tinez is a little way away from this particular position. I wonder if this was a technical play in the first instance for the AMSU cars to potentially get... Oh, was that Nessie? That's Nessie falling behind. So
he got a moment. He got a moment there, right?
Is this the time remaining? Dan Lewis has finished. Dan Lewis has come across the line.
Oh, whoops!
Those past. Jay's having wheel issues.
Oh, then he's gotta be happy.
Yep, absolutely. Dan Lewis takes the win. Evil Noodle takes home second. Third position is an absolute age of 14 seconds plus until we go back to Tex for third position, but it will be a Curb Clippers car on the podium.
After coming back from the moon.
After coming back from the moon, we'll get him in for an interview once he's landed. But this will be the final lap, and it was pressure for Nessie that caused a little bit of oversteer coming out of the final corner last time round. It will not be that much pressure this time. Coming through, J-turn survives the onslaught of the NRT cars, even if one was a lap down, and Nessie will get the power down this time when it matters and retain that 7th position.
So we have on first position Dan Lewis from the MVRC. On second, Evil Noodle for NRT. On third, and in his first race, Tex from Curb Clippers, who KSRC? KC, whatever.
KCSR, they put it the wrong way around.
Yeah. And fourth, Jin from NVRC once again. So first and fourth position for the MVRC. First of the AMSU is Grandpa Bear on 5th, then J-turn on 6th. Then it's Nessie, Tines, Johnny B, Andy Moore, and Karazeda. So that's gonna be changing. Now I can show them. Now I can show them the positions before this race. Let me say that. If OBS does not. Oh, come on, OBS! Don't get on my nerves. So before the race, we had Curb Clippers, of course, gone up and away. Then RPM, AMSU, MVRC. So I don't think MVRC are gonna be overtaking AMSU, but RPM are nowhere in the first 10 places, so it may very well be that AMSU is taking second place after this race.
Oh my goodness, that would be a massive improvement for them, and a bigger contribution from the prize pool.
Oh yeah,
that we are sponsoring for this Curb Sim Clippers. That's the one. We have a Mr. Evil Noodle. Let's take the winner first. Come on. There we go. Come on up, Mr. Dan Lewis.
Hey Dan.
It's been a while coming. You've had your share of bad luck, but this one, you made it look pretty easy.
Well, in fairness, I was under a lot of pressure for a good 2/3 of the race. Evil was really pushing me hard there. It was good fun. It was good fun.
Good, glad to hear it. We all, some of us don't, some of us cave under pressure. Clearly, you enjoy it on the track at least. How was that race from start to finish then?
It felt different, honestly, than the shakedown. I think maybe the recent updates has adjusted something. Maybe I'm not sure, but it did feel a lot different than than the shakedown last week. I was struggling with the tire temps, and I was being pushed a bit faster than I wanted to go, to be honest with you.
Okay, so it was were they out of control? Did you have to is that why you fell back and stopped pushing so hard partway through the race?
So my plan was really to make a gap and just try and manage it, but I lost 2 seconds in traffic, and then it was just I was under pressure. Then it was within a second for a good 20 minutes or so. Credit to Evil, he really put the pressure on, and we were faster in different areas. So it was really interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. But it was a win in the end by 2.9 seconds, which again, you made it look easy in the closing stages the way you walked away. But it's a difficult thing to say that it was a simple race by any stretch of the imagination. Congratulations, it's a brilliant win, really, really well earned. And
no race on Ibarra is simple.
No, absolutely.
I found the windscreen was really tricky. It was getting dirty within 20 minutes, and I found it really, really tricky from half hour onwards. The reflection of the events and the dirt on the screen. I was finding it hard to see my apexes sometimes.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense. It has been an ongoing thing. But no. Does this make up for Long Beach?
It does, and I don't know if you noticed, but I disconnected 3 times in practice.
No way. Okay,
yeah.
so what you're saying is you need to have your disconnects in practice so that in the race
I actually went on the house and reset the router.
That worked,
and they seem to have worked. So
lovely.
They put me on the back foot for qualifying.
Yeah, no, I bet. The sheep will be partying in the hills tonight, says Dud.
Oh yes.
Fantastic. Well, I only live over in Shropshire, so I'll see if I can see the lights.
You'll probably see them. There'll probably be some sheep running in your direction.
Perfect. That's what we need. I need some lamb in the belly. Right.
Evil, congratulations really well on the second place. How did it feel for you?
Thank you. Very hard. Congratulations to Dan. There's no way I was going to catch him. I had me turbo turned down to 95% because I am rubbish at fuel saving.
Oh, right. So is that why you were faster in Sector 1?
He was a lot faster on the straights, yeah. I was down at 95% boost, so I try and make up into the corners, but I knew I wouldn't get past him, not being so quick on the straight, so I just started try and put as much pressure on as I could.
That makes total sense. But it's still really, really good finish for NRT. Really good points for the team overall, and I mean, a podium when the competition's as tight as this is. You can never look a gift horse in the mouth there, can you?
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Absolutely.
But, really, really good racing from you. Really, really clean. Absolutely beautiful livery on the NRT Porsche tonight as well. So I don't know who it was who made it, but my goodness. Hey. No wonder. You kept it spotless to the finish, and no wonder you did. But that looked absolutely gorgeous. Really did.
Really good race. Really enjoyed that one.
Absolutely. Cheers for coming down and saying hi to us.
No problem. Thank you.
But best of luck in the last round.
Yeah.
Tex, congratulations on your 3rd position on your first race in the Automobilista 2 Community Cup, as far as we remember.
I think I did the Chevette race, but that didn't end very well. I made it like too long.
Yeah, that's a yeah, I was gonna say it's one of those things where when we're driving so many different types of cars across so many different disciplines, you need such a varied skill, ability, and level to be able to...
I mean, the communities can be, if they want, they can send a different driver for every race. It's a community cup, so it's not a driver cup.
No, absolutely. But you've jumped into the GT1s, clearly taken like a duck to water. We were saying pre the race start that if you're standing in for Drewface, you've done a pretty decent job by with your qualification, and clearly the finish was no exception either. Really, really good showing.
Can't say I'm too satisfied with that. That was a shit show on my end a little bit. Like lap 3, and my Bluetooth headset was out of juice, and I couldn't get to. So twice I tried to grab the other.
The other headset.
It has like 2 batteries. But I couldn't reach, and because of that chaos, I lost focus and I made 2 big mistakes. I felt I had maybe.
That's why you lost second.
Yeah, initially the dirty air was immense, so I really had to try to stay first when in lap 1, but unfortunately couldn't make it happen. I was side to side for a bit there, but yeah, and then after that, like lap 3, my headset just died, and then I lost focus trying to grab the other battery, and then I think I made 2 mistakes, and that ended me behind my teammate. And I was just stuck behind there for a long time in the dirty air, and after that the gap was so big I tried closing it, but like after half an hour into the race I was like, okay, we just gotta bring it home.
Yeah, makes total sense. But consolidation.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm glad it has a humongous red light on the dash, because normally I shift purely on sound.
I hear you.
That makes total sense.
I'm also somebody who drives by ear, so yeah. That would be a nightmare scenario. Like not hearing what I'm doing. Oh no.
Yeah,
it was kind of therapeutic, I guess.
No, I bet. Well, there's a really good consolidation there. Really good points for Curb Clippers, and not a bad way to make a mark on the championship. Cheers for joining us, Tex.
Yeah, no problem. And big congrats to the P1 and 2 as well.
Yeah, no,
it's a hard combo.
I was going to say, it's a really good race between those two as well, where the gap was going in and out across the race. Anyway, cheers, Tex. Catch you in a bit. And I think finally, unless Jay is wanting to come and have a conversation with us as well, we have the fourth place driver, Jin from MVRC, in the com box. It was a bit of a hard fought fight for you there, Jin. Really well driven. How was your race?
Yes, it was my best race so far in the sim, to be honest. Yeah, there was no way to pass the KCR guys, but I'm very happy to keep up with them.
Yeah, absolutely. And just being ever so slightly off the podium, being ahead of all of the other talent that, I mean, the amount of talent that has ended up behind you is a testament to at least your consistency. So well done on that.
Yeah, it's as I said, this was my best race so far. I was quite happy with my pace. Fuel saving was quite good. Tire were also fine. So quite a good one.
Yeah, absolutely. If you stick around in a second, we're going to have a conversation with Jay about what's happening next time out. So
next time out is in 2 weeks on the 20th of December, and it's going to be the last race of this season of the Automobilista 2 Community Cup.
Yep.
Hi, Jay.
You beat me to it, Serta. I was just looking up that info, so I was prepped and ready for the question. But you already knew the answer. So
of course, I mean, we come prepared to this commentating.
Indeed. So that was a penultimate round that we just finished. It was certainly intense. I'm very happy with the way I finished, 17th to 6th after terrible qualifying. I went out on track and quali with full fuel. Everybody else says, "Oh yeah, it's a known bug, Jim. It's a known bug. If you don't do this, it'll do it." And I've never had it before. So yes, I had full fuel in quali. So and yes, I had a lot of work to do. And then right at the end, my wheel was playing up again, just like in the last event. So nearly lost 6th place to Nessie. But yes, the next round. So we're hoping there's a track that may or may not be released in time. I would
we don't think
say
so.
It's more likely not. Yeah, I'd say not. But if Le Mans is being released, and it's even that, I'm not sure. Has that been confirmed? Has it been officially confirmed? Everybody thinks it's coming soon.
It is official that Automobilista 2 in one of the next updates is gonna get Le Mans as content. This is official. This is for sure.
Okay.
And this is even if it was not official, I would be able to confirm because in my conversations with the Reza developers, they've all said the same. But it is official. It's on the Automobilista 2 forum, and Renato himself said it. So it is official. They're getting Le Mans. Renato said at the end of the year, but we all know that Reza works on Reza time, so the end of the year can mean something between December 23 and March 24.
Oh, definitely. It's ready when it's ready. But if it does happen to get released in the next 2 weeks, and even that, if it does, I'm not even sure we'll run it because nobody will have been able to practice it. But let's imagine it gets released in the next 7 days, then we will run probably multi-class at Le Mans for the final round, something like GT3, P1s, and GT4s, where each class will score, so the winner of each class would score 35 points as like a bonus round. But the way we're going to decide that final round, the combo and the scoring and everything will be by community choice. So the admins of each community will talk to their drivers, see what they want to do. We'll put a vote up and they will decide. If Le Mans not released, we might do it at Spa or Daytona. I would like to run multi-class because you don't get to run it very often and you need a good grid of talented drivers, which we definitely do have. So yeah, I think we'll finish with multi-class, just not sure where it will be, that's all.
I'm sorry, Sergio. I'm saying in advance, I can't be here. I'm going to have to drive.
Don't you dare.
You've got to get someone else. Maybe, I'm not doing it.
Maybe we can get Tex or Metz. I think if we prep Metz with enough time, maybe he can make himself available. But it's that sort of time of year where people start to head home for Christmas and stuff. It's 5 days before Christmas, isn't it? But, it's going to be an absolutely, well, I hope, a cracking event. I mean, I don't think we're going to get Le Mans, but wherever we do it, it's going to be good.
Oh, well, it's going to be great.
But once again, thank you very much, guys, for all your hard work with the stream. I know you put a huge amount of effort into it. I hope all your viewers, I'm sure they have enjoyed it very much. Hopefully you caught all the good racing. And I look forward to doing this one more time in this championship in 2 weeks.
Frustrates me.
Already thinking about... come again?
I was going to say, frustratingly, half of the drivers ended up in the chat.
Yeah.
Rather than in the race.
Unluckily. Jay, already thinking of the third season?
Well, it's a lot of work. There will be a third season, I'm sure. We generally run it sort of the end of the year because it kind of works quite nicely when it up to Christmas. So, and people come off their summer holidays around the end of August. So we usually start it early, early September and run it through to Christmas. So yes, there will be another one. So communities out there, if you fancy a bit of MS2CC action in 9 months' time when it will be starting, then keep your eyes on the Riser forums because we always promote, always looking for teams. So keep your eyes on there.
And I'm gonna be pinging the discords of the communities that could not make it to this season because they were interested but did not have enough time to get enough drivers interested. I'm pretty sure if they watch these races, they're gonna be very hungry for it.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I just love the camaraderie of all the teams. I mean, it's competitive. There's a lot of competition there.
Of course.
The way people behave to each other and, congratulate each other and, are gutted like when Dan's had his disconnects and all the rest of it for them. It's very much just epic racing with great people.
I think it's fair to say that the people here don't want to win on a technicality. They want to win in a fair fight.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So this has been the 7th race at... You want to say it, Ike?
No. Entirely after you.
Autódromo Yaguarcocha, also called Ibarra, in Honduras. And next race is in 2 weeks, also Wednesday, on the 20th. You can hear the Christmas bells almost. We do hope that the Christmas bells will be ringing for Doctors Without Borders, because we are going to be collecting money for them on the last race, because we consider them a group that absolutely is worthy of our support, and hopefully they are worthy of your support too. And where will the next race be? Well, keep watching Rum Rum. Exactly. Keep watching Rum Rum, because of course, as soon as it's decided, we're gonna be telling you in our news. Until then, Ike, any last words?
I am all worded out tonight. The racing was absolutely fantastic. Have a good evening, everybody who's watching, and remember to be excellent to each other.
Save fuel, collect pickup, and we'll see each other at the podium. Bye!